I'm literally wrangling kids all day and trying to teach them something new at the same time. What's good, YouTube? This is your boy PJ Eugene. Welcome back to another video where we are here to learn, grow, heal, or just maybe all at the same goddamn time. Now, I want to give a life update. If you haven't been following me on social media, but before we do that, subscribe to my channel, ring that bell so you can get all future notifications, and follow with the Gene Grain because we are a ever-growing community, and I love it here. I love what we've done here. I love the videos and the conversations that we have on the videos, so I appreciate all of that. I wanted to give a life update. So last week I made a bold move. I resigned from my teaching job. If you don't know, I've been a teacher, elementary school teacher, for over 5 years, right? Started in February of 2017 and ended of last week. So it's been rough, and I have been struggling with this decision for about, I want to say about 3-4 months. I got the idea maybe back in December or November. Things were just not going in a way that was healthy for my mental and my well-being. So I had to make some tough decisions, but the plan was to kind of have my ducks in a row, and I can't, spill too much of my tea, but without spilling too much, I did not have my ducks in a row when I made this decision. It just hit so hard for the decision to leave. So last week, I want to say, no, let's back up. The week before last, that's when the thought process of like, okay, I have to do something now started to kick in. The week before last, I remember I was under so much stress, right? We were getting all these demands. And mind you, before I go any further, this is no shade to any of my schools that I've worked at. I love all my babies. I love the team that I worked with. This is not a shade to the staff or the school. What it is shade to, if you want to call it, is just the profession in its entirety. That's what I'm really talking about. I found out by transitioning schools that the problems didn't go away when I moved to a different school. It just persisted in a different way. So anyway, I remember the week before last, I was under so much stress because I remember feeling like I had all these obligations. And I'm like, when did I ever sign up to be a babysitter? When did I ever sign up to be a wrangler? That's what I kept playing in my mind. I'm literally a child wrangler. Not like, I mean, in as far as managerial aspects of it all, right? So I was having so many behavior issues. I remember I was trying to get my kids ready for the MSTEP test, which is the state test that we take here in Michigan. I don't know if it's called the same across the nation or if it's just for Michigan. But I remember we got these test prep packets, right? And we were told to stop teaching our content. I teach math and social studies. We were told to stop teaching our content and start teaching test practicing or test taking skills, right? Which I didn't mind doing, but they removed the entire curriculum block for content to teach this packet. And mind you, we had a packet a day to do with the kids, and we had to teach the test taking skills, as well as the new content in the packet, because we haven't gotten through half of that stuff yet in just the 4th grade school year. So as I'm teaching test prep, I'm teaching, fractions, because we didn't learn about fractions yet. I'm like, we were just in a groove. We had our schedule. Everything was set. When did everything just shift all so suddenly? And I said, okay. And we were told to implement this within the next couple of days. Okay, fine. But then it got really, really weird when 3 days into the change of content, district officials are walking in my room and they're taking photographs and they're taking video footage to see how it's going. I politely pulled my director or whoever she was, I can't remember her exact title, and said, ma'am, it's only day 3. I'm still getting adjusted to what's going on, right? So there's no need to bring cameras and bring officials in here to see what's going on. Right now, we are adapting. That's all I can give you right now. And on top of the test prep, package, we were told to implement a whole new program, which I didn't mind. The program had the kids, log into their technology and meet with the one-on-one tutor. I was all for it. The reason why it became so difficult is because the program had glitches. Students didn't know their logins. It was just a mess and a hassle every single day to simply get these kids logged in to meet with their tutors, right? A program that was supposed to take a load off us because we were told to teach these test prep packets that were now, it already had everything planned out. All you have to do is just teach it. And then we have a program where they're meeting with the tutor for 30 minutes a day. How is that more stressful, right? It became more stressful because the program had glitches. The test prep packets had content that we didn't even, go over yet. It was just kind of like all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? So it was stressful. It was a stressful ass week. So stressful that over the weekend, I didn't get enough rest. So I called in that Monday, like, look, I need a day. I am completely exhausted to the T, right? And I took that day and I went to the movies. I had a time with my friend. We were just chilling, right? And what made my decision is when I went to sleep and I start thinking about all the stress I had the week prior, what I was just got done talking about. And I'm like literally having anxiety attacks. I'm waking up at 11, 1, 4:30 a.m. in the morning. Like I'm pacing because I can't, my mind is just going. Then I start to cry because I'm just like, I don't want to go in because I don't want to deal with the behavior issues that I'm having in class while trying to teach these packets, while trying to get them logged on to these programs, while trying to do this, that, and the other, and this email, and they want this deadline and this done. I had a breakdown at 4:30 in the morning, crying. I was throwing up. I was so sick to the point that I almost called in that day as well. And I said, something needs to happen. And I started to put the plan together. And I said, I need to resign. I'm sick. And again, back to my main point, I wanted to have all my ducks in a row. It was never the intention to just up and go. But it had got to that point where something had to be done, where I was thinking in my head, I can't take another day, another full day. And my babies know that I love them. My students know that I love them. But I had some students that made the whole day trouble, the whole day unbearable. And on top of that, my kids struggle with social skills. So we were always, in drama. We were always dealing with drama every single day. Behavior interventions and talks with parents had to take up a good little percent of my day, right? Because we were told to handle behavior issues in our classroom as best as we know how to. And again, no shade to admin, but it's a thing for me when I'm told that if you're ever in need of support, just a phone call away. But then I understand that it's one person in the building that handles behavior as a specialty, right? And it's only so much that they can do to accommodate K through 8. So even if I do text, for some help, I'm not going to get it immediately when, which I really, really do need it because I need to move on and teach these kids who are actually engaged. My kids were yelling all day, talking all day. And everyone knows me to be a good disciplinarian, right? About maybe 3 months ago, I just was like, I am not raising my voice no more. I'm not hollering. I'm not screaming. And it's not because, I'll wait. I'm that I'll wait teacher. No. If you don't know, if you are on my channel, you know that I sing. You know that I have a gift. You know that I have to protect that gift. I'm not raising my voice. I'm not screaming all day. I would literally go home with headaches at the end of my days with headaches from screaming. Not screaming, raising my voice all day. Be quiet, sit in your seats, leave her alone, stop, do all day. I mean, all day, all day, all snapping day. And I said, I'm literally wrangling kids all day and trying to teach them something new at the same time. And like I said, our schedule had changed, so it wasn't like I had just ample amount of time to handle issues and teach content and have them logged into their programs with their tutors. It just wasn't happening, right? So then we would have these weekly meetings, right, with these people who are not in the classroom every day. And they're like, so how are we doing? Where are we? You should be on day this. I'm on day 1. Okay? I'm still teaching the first question. I'm still on day 1. And I'm getting advice on how to move forward. The only thing that I want to hear is that somebody's going to be in my classroom all day to help me with these behavior issues, to help me manage. I have a class of 33, right? And we have it split in 2. So we have a good, even about 15 to some odd kids. I have 2 classes, AM and PM. And it was ridiculous. Now, I'm a strong individual. I have a strong personality. I have a very stern voice. I have a very strong personality, but I got tired. I got tired of being a babysitter. I got tired of being a body in a room to guard children from not hitting each other all day, or slapping each other, or kicking each other, or jumping on each other, or keeping... And people were just walking in my room every single day. How the heck are you? Are you just... I'm sinking. And you couldn't say that because, people start to, feel some kind of way. Oh, he's ineffective, or, he's this, or... And the reason why I know this is because, this is no shade, I used to be real cool at my last school with the admin, and I've heard the things that they say about teachers that have, all these wants and needs and need support all the time. And that's what I always think about when I'm calling out for support. They talking shit. And at that point, I didn't care, but it's just like, why are you talking shit about a teacher that needs help? Why are you... And now they're labeled as they have no management. They have no good management skills. I have no management because I need help to keep these kids in check. You can check a kid, but can you keep them in check? That's the thing. And you have to consistently bite behind their ass. Stop doing this. Check 3 seconds later. Stop doing it, because they're going to do it again. All that while it's impossible. It is literally impossible. I take it back. It's not impossible. It's exhausting. Because I've been doing it. And I just got to a point where I'm like, I'm not doing this shit no more, bro. I'm not. I'm about to cuss these motherfuckers out every day. That's how I fucking felt. And I'm even getting pissed off thinking about this shit, because I'm just like, here's the conversation that I had with my superior when I turned in my resignation letter. I was just like, listen, I love my kids. Number 1. And I mean that. I'm not saying it because that's, just the proper thing. No, I love them dearly. If I did not love them, I would have been quit a long time ago. It's because I care so much that I've been here this long. But I told Miss Superior later, I said, listen, my mental health is at risk. My mental health is at a huge risk. I am having anxiety attacks. I am having sleepless nights. I smoke so much weed to keep me calm. I mean, I smoke a lot of weed anyway, but it was like, that's the only thing that would bring me down after a day's work. Because after I leave work, my levels of everything is just up here. My stress, my anxiety, my everything. My hands are shaking. My head is hurting. It's like I feel the veins popping out. The things that I dealt with on a day-to-day basis. From 8 o'clock to 3 fucking 30 every day. Every day. And I was just like, you know what? I started to feel like maybe teaching is for people who have nothing else to do. Because I ain't that person. I have a ton to do outside of work. So I said maybe I should just get a job where I clock in, clock out, where, you know, the work is going to be there when I come back. And I made so many excuses for what I now know is just a toxic profession. And notice I did not say a toxic work environment, a toxic profession. If you look up on YouTube right now, why teachers are quitting, there are literally thousands of people with YouTube videos getting all these views about why they're leaving. And people are in the comments like, oh my gosh, thank you for speaking up. I'm not the only one that feels like this. There's not a teacher shortage for a reason. There is a teacher shortage for a reason. We are so undervalued, so disrespected. So disrespected. It's ridiculous. For what we deal with, we should be worshipped. No, seriously. No, but seriously. What we deserve can't even be put into words for the jobs that we bear every single day. Teaching, counseling, parenting. Ask me how many parents cussed me out this year alone because I'm calling about their child and what they won't stop doing in my class. And for some reason, it's my fucking fault. And I never cared to get bucked with a parent back because you will not disrespect me. And I will boldly walk into a parent meeting with my principal sitting right there and say, yes, I said it, and what? I ain't no gangster, I ain't all G, but you won't disrespect me after what I deal with to make sure that these kids are learning every day and being loved on. Because when they leave my room, y'all cussing them out, calling them all kinds of B's and H's and N-words. And I have to have them unlearn that. I literally used to have behavior intervention blocks. Like time set aside that was supposed to be 5 minutes a day that turned into 25 minutes because something happens every day. I had a kid in my class, and I hope, I ain't gonna get no names, but he know who I'm talking about. He was very, very feminine. Very, very feminine. He was always with the girls. He was always, he was a girly boy. I didn't mind it. It ain't my bit. I don't care what you do. Just treat folks with respect, and that's all I taught. But my boys were always bullying him. So we constantly used to have behavior interventions about leave this dude alone. And I used to hint, if you're so worried about what he's doing, you must be very, very interested. And that's more telling on you than him. Leave, it was just, if parents taught good morals, the job would be so easier. Because they not leaving my room with how to treat somebody with respect and then walking into an environment that totally uplifts. So no consistency nowhere. Just a hot ass mess. Like I said, the profession. And here's my theory on why it's just gotten so janky. I think it's because over the years, parents have become so different, right? And lack of parent accountability has been more and more prevalent with these situations, right? So here's my theory. I think because of lack of parent involvement within academics and behavior, we have all these students now who are just simply behind, right? I'm not talking a bubble kid, you're just right there and here's the precipice of where you need to be. No, I'm here's 4th grade, you're at kindergarten. right? So there's a lot of bridging the gaps, right? There's so much bridging the gaps. And now kids don't understand a word of what's going on in class. So they're bored. And their only option is to act out. It's not because they really have behavior issues. It's because they just don't know what the hell's going on in class. So now we have all these behavior issues. Now we have parents calling me. Can you help me raise my child? You asked me how many times I called a parent about behavior. And they asking me, please do something. Please help me. I should be asking you for help. Not you asking me to parent your kid and teach them math too. What? Backwards. Everything is backwards now. It's janky. Kids are low, behavior issues, lack of parent involvement, and now lack of admin involvement, because I'm just going to assume that admin is just irritated as hell of hearing the same issues over and over again. And that's cool. But if you want your teachers to stay, support every issue. You ain't in these classrooms. I'm talking to all my admins that's talking all that shit about their teachers. I'm talking to you. While you talking shit about all your teachers, go look in for a day. Just sit there for a day. Just sit there. No, I challenge you to sit in for a week, because you'll see the inconsistency there. Of course, kids can behave themselves when an admin's there for a day. But let them see you every day. They're going to get tired of holding it together. And they're going to show you their true colors. And then you will see what the hell we deal with every single day. And mind you, I'm focusing solely on behavior today. Well, a lot today. Because behavior was a big factor for me. Because ever since I started teaching, I was told, oh, you're a man. You're a strong black man. You can handle this. No, I can't. No, I can't. Because I'm a black man, and because my voice is deep, and because I can be stern, does not mean that I am fully equipped to handle the behavior and toxicity that I handle in my classroom every day. Stop doing that. Stop assuming that your male teachers can handle it. We can't. We can't. I can't. I couldn't. Which led me to my decision. And I don't regret a thing. I don't regret nothing. Yes, I left without having my ducks in a row. Yes, I left almost suddenly. But I remember the day I turned in my resignation, which was last Tuesday. All these different opportunities, financial opportunities, just started to open up. I have not been broke. Mind you, I have, side gigs and things that I do to make money and consistent money while, I need to, further and get but I have got so many things accomplished in the last week that I've been trying to accomplish over a couple months. Just because I've had a clear head, a clear mind, no anxiety of doing oh my gosh, I can sleep now. I didn't beat myself up because when I told my kids I was leaving, they all cried. And in that moment, it's so easy to get wrapped up and be like, well, let me just do it for the kids. I'm sorry, kids, if you're watching this video, know that I love you. But I had to take control of my life. I felt like there was nothing that I could do more. I felt like there was nothing that I could do more. And my grandmother always told me that it's time to leave when you feel like your purpose has expired. You're no longer meaningful. And I felt that way. I was just a body in a classroom. If admin walked in, I'll pull it together so, they can see, one of their strongest teachers, because they always would tell me that I was a very, very great teacher, and I applauded myself in that. And I think that I'm a great teacher, or was a great teacher, because 60% of my teaching styles comes from my charisma. I'm just able to relate and talk and meet people where they're at. So that was the easy part. But when y'all walked out the room, and my kids saw y'all walk out the room, it went right back to normal. And that's why I had to leave. So just know that I did my best. I'm not asking you to respect my decision. I saw some YouTubers talking to their audience like, I just hope you can respect my decision. I wasn't asking for your opinion, because now none of y'all who may have an opinion pay now bill. I don't know why teachers are just supposed to be these superheroes that are supposed to do no wrong and not, you're not doing it for the kids. You will not guilt trip me, baby. I'm the wrong one to try to guilt trip. I'm the wrong one. I'm sorry. You cannot make me feel sorry because you cannot make me feel like I'm abandoning my kids. I don't believe that. I believe this. I believe that my impact was so strong that they'll remember me from years on out. They'll know my name and they'll know what I've done for them. I learned that kids don't need nothing but some love and support and some boundaries. They don't know it, but they when you show them that genuinely, that's when they'll respect you and they'll learn from you. And it's evident that that's what happened with me and my kids. I remember the last day I left, I asked them, what's one thing that you learned from me, whether it be academics or behavior or character? And most of them said to respect others. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Just different moments that we've had together in discussion that we were able to share. And I'm thankful for those moments because now I get the credit of some really great human beings walking this earth. And that feels good. Not everyone took the lesson. Not everyone understood it. Not everyone cared about it. But somebody did. And that's all that matters. I feel great about my decision. I don't regret a thing. And I know one thing, that God has never, ever, ever failed me. So I know I'm walking in my purpose. I know that I had to do this to better my pathway to my destiny. And I know that this decision should have been made a long time ago, if I'm just being 100. And with that said, I'm going to end it right there. I think that I've talked enough. If you don't know who I am, again, I am PJ Eugene, Pejay, on all social media platforms, on all streaming services. Check out my music on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, etc. Thank you for tuning in to another video where we are here to learn, grow, heal, and maybe just all at the same goddamn time. Bye. I will see you on the next video. Peace.